x.com/home. It'll never be X to me.
It's always Twitter, dude. We always refer to it as the Twitter. So remember your cue now. On the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, when we have a minute out,
Yeah.
it's going to come out.
Now, are you a frozen or on the rocks kind of guy?
It just depends, dude. Most of the time, I like it frozen. But if it's, I don't know, sometimes if I'm sitting down with my friends or whatever and everybody's getting it on the rocks, I'm like, sure, why not? Let's change it up.
So I had that poll out there: lime, strawberry, mango, or other. Which one are you?
Lime. I like lime.
I mean, it's called classic for a reason, right?
Let it go, Joe. Let it go. What's up, Jason Garcia? Joining us from Portland, Oregon.
Nice.
Sam Salinas. Good morning, boys. Good morning, Sam. Good to see you, man. Everybody that's joining us for today, and for today's episode and joining us in the chat. We appreciate you guys immensely. We can't grow without you, without your support. And there's Sith.
Good morning, Vietnam.
What's up, Sith? Yeah, we got some things to talk about today.
Do we?
Oh, and look,
I drove in here thinking to myself, we're a little light on topics.
Look at what's going on, too. This is one that I just retweeted right now. It's being reported by Legion Hoops. The NBA is finalizing the media rights deals with ESPN, Amazon, and NBC that will bring in $76 billion over the next 11 years. Who is the odd man out? TNT. They're done. They done. But they don't come out right and say it. They don't want to let Charles Barkley and everybody else know, hey, this is going to be your last season next year.
Is JJ Redick a done deal?
I don't know. I've been hearing the rumors that he's going to be the next head coach of the Lakers.
I want to see it. I mean, I know.
See, there's the timer.
There you go.
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mikey Menace and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's going on, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? My name is Mikey Menace. That is Joe Garcia. And this is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the Alamo City, San Antonio, Texas, home of the Riverwalk. We do this from West San Antonio. It's a fun day today, man. We're at hump day already, right?
Yeah. And the camera decided to work today.
The camera decided to work. Thank God. Right.
Yeah. I found out what it was.
I'm going to guess what it was.
Yes.
It was melted by the sun.
Right. No, that wasn't it. I wish that was it. What happened is that every time Windows does an update, it breaks something. So I had to go ahead and disable the driver signature enforcement. And works right away.
117 degrees yesterday. That was the heat index in San Antonio.
You know who's outside working? The hardest working man in San Antonio, Chris Leha. Baking in that heat.
Laying that concrete down there. It was crazy. Sarah Spivey from KSAT 12. Love her. Okay. I love her from KSAT 12. She posted that yesterday at 117 degrees, it was the hottest day, according to Heat Index, in San Antonio history. And they've been keeping these records since the 1940s.
That's brutal, bro.
So you have the temperature, right? The temperature right around 100 degrees, but it's about the humidity, the dew point, and all that stuff. It all came together, an awful perfect storm to make it 117. By the way, the record before that was set last June.
Jeez, bro.
San Antonio has always been about being hot in August, September. But something's different right now.
Yeah, man.
Okay? Something's different. And I'm reading an article right now.
Is it the El Nino or El Nina?
Dude, it's just madness right now with the temperatures right now. I'm reading an article right now about how not only was it super hot here in San Antonio, but it's super hot all over the South, to the point that the temperature in the waters off the coast of the Atlantic, where all the hurricanes come from, the Gulf Coast, hottest it's ever been at this point in the year. And so much so that experts that are, that follow hurricanes and whatnot predict up to 25 storms this year, and half of them becoming major.
Look at this, Jason Garcia. It was 67 degrees here in Portland. Be quiet, Jason. Same thing with our boy Fernandez, Rick.
Fernandez when he's in San Diego.
76 degrees.
I'm going to be in Nashville this weekend where the high is going to be 79.
Beautiful. Hey, man, you might get cold wearing the shorts.
Exactly. But 117 degrees. Did you ever fry an egg on the sidewalk back in the day?
Oh, God, no, man.
Oh, I've done that before. I've done that before. But, man, everyone stay in. Not only should we all stay in, the puppies should stay in as well because my dogs.
You kept them in?
Cody, Duncan, and Daisy, they were all inside all day yesterday. Now, 2 of the dogs are outside right now. Cody and Duncan are outside, but I'll bring them in by noon.
Yeah, it's too hot, dude. You need to get them a little kiddie pool, one of those little stock tanks.
Yeah, I got to get something for them. But I put out, like at night, I put on the old school sprinklers.
Oh, yeah.
And they just love it. They just jump through it and everything.
Yeah, getting wet. I mean, you got a golden lab and you got a husky. They like being outdoors.
They like
what do you say?
Outdoors.
They're animals.
They're animals. They like being outdoors. I would much rather keep them out in the rain than in the heat because the heat, you can't escape it, man. At least in the rain, it's refreshing, right? Can't escape it, but oh my goodness. You have a pool here. You have an above ground pool.
Yeah, I do.
I have the neighborhood pool in my neighborhood. Going to go check that out at some point in the next few days.
I think we're going to have to do a show from the pool one day.
You mentioned that last year.
It's ready to go, man.
So in floaties doing it.
The floaties, I got the little rainbow sprinkler. I got a big old unicorn I could put in there.
I'm going to keep the t-shirt on the entire time. You know, we got to class up the joint, man. Now, someone earlier on our feed here said that this was the best podcast.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, man.
Who said that? I saw that earlier as the show was starting.
Dude, going back. It's Pete.
There to go. Pete Garcia, thank you for being part of the show. Says best podcast in the city. You guys actually talk sports. And that's the thing. This is a fun show, a fun podcast. Joe, I was doing the stats on this. Yeah. We're at 906 subscribers strong, right? We crossed 900 last week. And I did the math. I went back in time, Joe. We are averaging 15 new subscribers, 15 new subscribers a week for the past 3 months. That has been the run rate because we were at 730 3 months ago today. And now we're at 906. You add it all up. We've added 180 or so in the last 3 months. It's about 15 a week, which means that we should get to 1,000 by sometime mid-July. Not bad. And I think that what's going to happen is when the NFL season starts, the Spurs start picking up. Boom. We're going to jump up and we'll be in the 1,500 to 2,000 range. It's going to happen.
And we're also going to wind up doing some type of crossover episode. I know that. I'm going to talk with my boy, DJ LG.
Yeah, over with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
When he comes back in, he's out of the country. I know he's going to be going out of the country and coming back. He's going to be busy.
Those are friends of the show. We're friends of their show as well. But lots to get into today, man. You know, so we'll talk about the NBA Finals, which gets going tomorrow.
I like that comment by Chris Gonzalez. They told Turner Sports to go to Galveston.
There you go. NBA Finals starts tomorrow. We got to get into that, make some predictions when it comes to it. Yesterday, all the chatter when it came to the Spurs, man. ESPN, one of their analysts coming out and saying that the Spurs might be looking at the possibility of trading up. There's a new mock draft that came out today that I found to be fascinating because guess what? It didn't have Alex Sarr going number 1. Are things moving now that new reports are coming out? By the way, Nikola Topic did, in fact, talk to members of the Spurs. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Why was he not being talked to yet? Lots going on when it comes to it. Also, we need to talk about CeeDee Lamb. The numbers are in. He has got to be pissed if he's blowing 6 figures to not show up to OTAs.
That's a lot of money.
He has got to, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. 6 figures to make a point. Sydney Sweeney is in the news.
Oh, man.
Buying a new crib.
That's always good.
$20 million. She's 20 some odd years old. She's 26 years old. You know, $20 million crib. So maybe Demon Mike make an appearance when it comes to it. We also have a poll on our Twitter account at MJ Acquire Taste. What is the best margarita flavor?
The lime, I think, man.
So we gave the options of lime, mango, strawberry, or other. Because the other could be pineapple, could be coconut, could be orange, could be raspberry.
They named a flavor after you.
Coconut, yeah. Thank you, appreciate that. I was like, raspberry? No, they named it coconut.
Oh my god, dude.
But it's funny because people were coming out. We're like, well, what about swirl? Well, that's not a flavor. That's just two flavors put together. But
Yeah,
people got
man.
really dramatic about it online. So you can vote on that. We'll update that later on in the show.
Because what's the one that the girls always mix together? It's like strawberry and lime usually.
Yeah.
You know, you see them walking around the AT&T
Dude,
Center,
people already
cross
reaching
center.
out to us. We need to get to that now. So people are saying mango with chamoy margarito. That's according to Sith. My favorite, Joe, is frozen mango. And if you want to add salt, if you want to add chamoy, if you want to add tahini, I'm all about it as long as it's mango. And I don't know why that's the case, dude. I went to Smoothie King the other day because my daughter wanted a smoothie.
Yeah.
And I got a mango one. Mango was never my flavor. Like growing up, it was always about strawberry, right? You grow up with strawberry, and then you go on to be more sophisticated. You get lime. And then I remember I had this, my first ex-wife was very bougie.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, she would add the prickly pear, the sangria, all that stuff. And now, really, I would rather have mango margarita over all of them combined.
My mango margarita with a little bit of tahini. You put a little bit of chamoy on that sucker.
Because it's not sweet,
It's good.
but it's not bitter like the lime one can be. Because you can have a bad lime margarita.
Oh yeah, it's the mix or something.
Yeah,
gone bad
there's
or
just something
Yeah.
there. Now, what is it about those margaritas that you go to like Las Palapas or you go to a Mexican restaurant and they put like the drink in the middle, like the big red,
Oh
or they put
dude, the beer.
the Modelo?
Uh-huh.
That's a different animal. But then you look at it, you start doing the math on it. It's like 1,400 calories, man.
That's a lot, dude.
For a drink.
You know, we used to have some good margaritas back in the day, man. We used to hit it up all the time when I worked at USAA. Chachos, man.
Chachos.
That
Well,
was
but
the
they
place,
didn't
man.
have tequila over there, man.
No.
Those were wineritas, which is why they would knock
Wineritas.
you up, knock you out.
And they also had the JD and Coke
Yeah,
margarita, the frozen one.
The frozen one.
Yeah.
The results are in right now. 40% saying that they would like to have the classic lime, 26% saying strawberry, 24% mango, 9% gave other as an option. When they say other, they're talking about swirl, they're talking about prickly pear. Some are saying that strawberry lime. Mike Baez from Bear County Social Apparel saying that strawberry and lime mix is good. That's not bad. But I'm going to have a margarita in the next week. You can count on it. You can count on it.
Hey, maybe when you go to Tennessee, I don't know if you're in Tennessee, you can be drinking some whiskey, dude.
Ooh, some whiskey, dude. Tennessee whiskey. That's the name of the song.
Exactly, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. We have a concert that we're going to on. I might do some work there on Friday. One of the companies that I do business with is headquartered there in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm going to a concert in Franklin, so they're telling me you better hit up our headquarters. So I might do some work on Friday.
Stop by, say hi.
Stop by, say hi, see if I can get some swag. Gonna go see Charles Eston perform on Friday.
Maybe they take you to lunch or something, man.
Yeah. CMA Fest is Saturday and Sunday, so I'll be checking that out. Lainey
Checking
Wilson,
out the hotties in the
Jelly
shorts, in the boots.
White girl heaven, baby, is what we called it, man. White girl heaven.
My nephew says, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going.
You know, the thing about Nashville is that Nashville is the capital for bachelorette parties. Did you know that?
Really, dude?
The bachelor party,
never knew that.
The bachelor party capital for men is Vegas. Right? We're going to Vegas. They even made a movie, The Hangover. Right? You go to Vegas to go hang out with your boys before you get married. But for women, the number one destination is Nashville.
That's crazy, man.
And it's fun.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's a good scene that they have there on that main strip.
Yeah, Broadway
walking
Street,
up and down, checking everything out.
You've got the Opry.
Yeah,
and it's a pretty nice area. It's a nice part
nice
of it.
Weather,
of
dude.
it all. The weather's great. There's just it's kind of like 6th Street but cleaner.
I was gonna say without the urine smell.
It's a classy 6th Street. It's kind of like Bourbon Street, only classy.
Yeah, man. 6th Street in Austin's overrated, dude. That place is dirty as hell, dude.
Dude, they haven't cleaned it since '93.
No, man. There ain't been no street sweeper up and down that street in a long time, dude.
But I'm looking at the prices for concerts right now, man. It's not bad, dude. I can get tickets for $70 to go check out some.
It could be worse. I mean, you could be paying $200-$300 a ticket, you know. But I mean, $70 is doable.
So I'm rewatching the TV show Nashville,
which
is on Hulu. One of my favorite shows of the past 10-15 years. Connie Britton starred in that show. Hayden Panettiere, Nugget, also starred on that show. One of my favorites. And I was watching an episode yesterday, that was taking place in the Franklin Auditorium, the Franklin Theater.
Oh yeah.
Which is where I'm going to a concert Friday night, and it's a movie theater.
Yeah.
That is a concert venue, so it's like they actually show movies there. But one of the theaters is where they're going to
they have like a little stage or something up there. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that, man. So I'll be there Friday. So I won't be here Friday. Fernandez will be here on Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna have a special guest.
Monday is up in the air for me because it depends on what time my plane arrives.
Well, I still might have my boy doing double duty.
There you go. You go.
Hey, but one thing I was gonna tell you too that I thought was kind of bittersweet for me this morning.
Yeah.
I went and dropped my son off at school. That was the last ride, dude.
Ooh.
Because he's a senior. So this is the last day of school for him. He's getting out at 1, so we're going to go do lunch together. But I was telling him that song, School's Out Forever. He's like, yep. I said, what are you going to do when you get back home? He says, go to sleep. Like, he's like, I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep.
We never really embraced that, soak it in. Because I can't remember the last day of high school or the last day of middle school. I'm sure it was emotional.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it, man.
I do. The last day for me is like me and my friends knew that this was probably going to be the last hurrah for all of us because we're going to be all going our separate ways, college and whatnot, And the last day is we're all walking out of the hallway for the last time. We opened the door and we kind of just turned around and looked one last time. And then we went out. We had fun. We took in a movie. We saw Tombstone. I remember that. We saw Tombstone. We hung out. We had some drinks. We had some food. Just had a good day, man. Just chilling with your homies.
Yeah, I don't remember any of it. I don't remember my last day at Texas State. I don't remember my last day at UTSA because social media did not exist. Yeah. I bet you we would have had photos and postings about it all, but it doesn't exist. It's just a memory. It's like that meme says. There was that one time you went out with your friends to go play, and it was the last time, and you didn't know at the time.
Yeah,
it just kind of happens. Life happens. We become older. But let's talk a little bit of sports.
Yeah, we got NBA Finals coming up.
NBA Finals. I'm intrigued by this mock draft that came out this morning on Yahoo Sports by Kristen Peak, NBA draft analyst for Yahoo Sports. And what I found odd about it is a couple of things. Number one, overall, she does not have Alex Sarr going to Atlanta. Atlanta had a 3% chance of winning the overall number one pick. They're saying, you know what? Zachary Reshape might actually be the better fit, ending the season in France on a high note, as she mentions. 14 points per game, 7 rebounds per game. She has Alex Sarr, the center, going to the Washington Wizards. We know that those two guys are 1 and 2. They're 1 and 2. But the belief that the Spurs can get Stephon Castle at number 4, I've seen mock draft after mock draft after mock draft this week. I've seen 4 of them this week that have the Rockets going after Stephon Castle. Now, I want to talk to you about this, Joe. Stephon Castle has come out and said that he does not want to play for a team that has an established point guard. Now, Fred VanVleet has been over there for the past couple of seasons with the Rockets. They have Jalen Green. They have a lot of good young talent there in Houston at that guard position. What do you think, Joe, about a player like Stephon Castle who has never played 1 minute in the NBA to come out and say, you know what? I want to call my shot. I want to be able to say, I'm going to work out with these teams because I want to play for these teams, and these other teams that I'm not working out for, I would like for you to not consider me. Now, this comes to mind a little bit, Joe, because Caleb Williams in the NFL, number 1 overall pick, Chicago Bears, was kind of that guy as well. He was trying to dictate where he was going. Had a conversation with my friend Sean the other day about this, and he was saying that he doesn't like the fact that players are doing this, where they're trying to dictate the situation. But I had to remind him, Kobe Bryant didn't want to play in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Eli Manning did not want to play in San Diego. They forced their way out, and they were doing this leading up to the draft, either by A, not working out for certain teams, or B, saying that they just outright were going to refuse to play.
Who drafted Eli Manning? Was it the Chargers?
The Chargers. It was a trade.
And he started complaining right away. His daddy had to intervene.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, then the immediate trade to the Giants. And then you saw what happened. What was it? Vlade Divac and spare parts for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and then the Lakers didn't even keep Vlade for long. He went to the Kings.
I was going to mention this. Chris Gonzalez also points out John Elway did it as well. John Elway said, I'll go play baseball.
Yeah.
Right? So that's for the number 1 overall pick, though. John Elway, top pick.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant was not a top pick, right?
He was
But
straight out of high school.
Eli was one of the top picks. But Stephon Castle, it's not like he's a phenom. He's a very good player who eventually will become a solid NBA player. That guy, you look at Stephon Castle, he has a high floor. You know that he's going to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's going to play in the NBA for 10, 12 seasons because he has a high floor. You know he's not going to suck. He might not be a superstar. High-end scenario, he's Tyrese Maxey. High-end scenario, he's Drew Holiday, right? Worst case scenario, he's Marquise Tybalt.
Yeah, he's not
He's
not like a pet project that, well, let's go ahead and take a chance on the kid, make him develop. I mean, he already has mechanics. He already has a good base to build around.
Reece Archie, who's projected to go 1 or 2, that is a project still. That is a project. So we're not going to know if he's going to be good or not for 2 or 3 or 4 seasons. He needs seasoning in the G League potentially.
Yeah.
But the ceiling is so high. So there's a difference between a high ceiling and a high floor, right?
Yeah.
You look at the ceiling and the floor of Reece Archie, could be a bust, could be a superstar.
Got to roll that dice.
Right?
Yeah.
Stephon Castle may not have the highs of highs, but his low end is really good. He's going to be a rotational player. Day one, he can play 20, 25 minutes day one in the NBA because he plays lockdown defense.
He can contribute.
Because he brings something to the table. Lockdown defender, great passer, can fill the lanes, can't shoot a 3 to save his life. It's like 26% for
better or worse than Jeremy Sohan.
Right around the same. Right around the same. But they're a little bit different, apples and oranges. He's the one who wants to push the ball up the court as opposed to finish the play. But I found this to be fascinating because Stephon Castle coming out and saying, I'm not going to go sign with you. I'm not going to work out with this certain team. I want to be with a team that does not have an established point guard. And he's even calling his position. He's calling his position because he's actually a combo. He's a 6'6" guy. He's a 6'6" guy who sometimes plays off ball as a shooting guard. And he's coming out saying, no, I want to play point guard in the NBA. And for the idea that he's going to go to the Houston Rockets, who have a ton of guards over there.
Yeah, man, that does make sense.
What would you think if the Rockets just look at this guy and go, screw you, this is our pick. We're going to do what we do.
Just to be bitter, to be the bitter ex. It wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, what are you going to do? You have too many guards on your team already. That be like the Spurs,
Right.
What are you going to do? At this point, you're going to go. This is the thing that the Spurs have to make the decision on. Best available player, or are you going to go ahead and draft for position?
Well, look at the roster of the Houston Rockets, who went 500 this year. They got Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams, Jalen Green, Jeff Green, Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson, Jock Landale, Jajan Tate, Alperen Sengun, Terry Eason, Cam Whitmore, already all on roster. Basically, they have like 4/5 of their roster already established, right? But you look at the guards. VanVleet is out there. VanVleet is earning $42 million a year. He's going to be starting point guard, right? Then you have Jalen Green, Amen Thompson. These are combo type of guards. Dude, Stephon Castle will be pissed. He'll get lost in the mix over there, man. Tavarius reaching down and saying, Spurs need bucket getters, no defense-minded players. Can't turn everyone into Kawhi. It's a good point. Chip Englund not here anymore, man.
Yeah, the Spurs aren't a very good team. Like I was saying, if you pick anybody, you don't have the luxury of sending them to the G League for an eternity. They got to contribute right away.
So according to Yahoo Sports, at number 4, they have the Spurs going after Reed Shepherd. 6'3", 187, one and done out of Kentucky. And Joe, if the Spurs got Reed Shepherd, I would be simultaneously frightened and excited at the same time. Okay, let's
floor and ceiling. Tell me.
I don't know. I don't know because it's Reed Shepherd. If the guy was 6'6", he'd be the number 1 overall pick, and everyone would be wanting him. But he's 6'3". He jumps through the ceiling, man, through the roof. 42-inch max vertical.
What position would you have him play?
I guess point because of size, but he's really a shooting guard.
But think of it this way. Is he an upgrade over what we already have?
Well, I mean, is he going to displace
Trey.
Devin Vassell?
What about Trey?
But who's going to bring the ball up? Because Reed Shepherd, oh my God, I like him a lot, dude.
I mean, what are you going to do with him in the lineup?
He's electrifying.
He is, dude.
Dude, he had the highest max vertical jump in the combine 3 weeks ago.
Look at this.
42 inches.
Reed
Shepherd is Doug McDermott 2.0. The difference is Reed Shepherd averaged 2.5 steals per game at Kentucky. 2.5 steals per game. So it's not like he's somebody who's just knocking down threes. Doug McDermott, JJ Redick, Steve Kerr, and what other white guy you want to say, because again, for some reason we have a hard time comparing these guys, cross race, which I have no problem with, but it's kind of funny how people bring that up. Reed Shepherd, 52% from three last season. 52. I don't care if it's a few inches closer than the NBA. That is 52. That guy has a lockdown shot. He can jump, dude. 42-inch max. He could, dude, when you watch Kentucky play, his arms are forever in passing lanes. It's just the thing, he's undersized. For a shooting guard to be at 6'3".
So what do you want? Do you want another undersized player like in Keldon Johnson?
That's the thing. DA coming out and saying Wemby will bring the ball up the court. Don't worry. I don't want Wemby bringing up the ball. Why do you want a 7'4" guy bringing up the ball? That makes no sense to me. Wemby needs to come off the play, have somebody bring the ball up the court, find him in his spots. If Wemby is bringing the ball up the court, it's simply because no one can actually get him the ball.
They need a good
to get him the ball.
Wemby needs a good point guard that has chemistry with him and can find him.
Sith coming out with Jeremy at point guard. That has already failed, dude. You're just trying to get under my skin at this point. Tavarius Dillingham is undersized. Not only is he undersized, but he came in at 165 pounds, which is seriously undersized.
Look at Puro Pinche Sports. I had asked the question, best available, or are you going to fill a position? And they're answering this. If Castle is gone by the 4th pick, let's get best available player.
So who is the best available? Because according to Yahoo Sports, at number 4, you have Reed Shepherd going to the Spurs. Number 5, Tijan Saloon, who we talked about yesterday. He's already met with the Spurs. Dude, I think this might be the play at 4, dude. It might be the play at 4. He is like a rocket. This is a guy that all the mocks had going around 17 or 18, I don't know, about 2 months ago. But he just balled out in the LNB playoffs. Stock went up, man. As they mentioned, he's a sleeper pick for a top 5 pick. NBA wing, 6'9", 203 pounds for Chalet in France. Chalet, that's the same league that Wemby was in. He's French. I would rather the Spurs go after this guy than Reed Shepherd at 4.
I would too, man. The French connection, dude.
I like it. At 6, Matas Buzelis. That's an outside one that I think the Spurs should look at. And I think Spurs fans would actually get excited about coming out of the G League Ignite. Added 20 pounds of muscle, according to Yahoo Sports. Buzelis, between 6'9" and 6'10", 212 pounds. The guy can finish dunks, man. It's like we see Zach Collins all the time. Before him, Jakob Poeltl. They were the 7-footers who didn't want to like put the ball in the hoop.
The lazy teardrop.
Tap it in, lay it in. No. Buzelis wants to throw that ball down. I wouldn't mind. Number 7, Donovan Clingan. Think about Clingan, dude, his age, man. He's a little bit older than most that are in the draft. And at number 8, your guy, Ron Holland from the G League Ignite, averaged 2.3 steals last season. He's a forward, 2-3 kind of player. I don't know, man. It's running out the top 10. Dalton Connect and Rob Dillingham. Further down, Nikola Topic dropping to 11 to the Bulls. Cody Williams at 12 to the Thunder. Dude, if Cody Williams goes to the Thunder and gets to play with his brother.
Jeez, bro. The irony.
So, Puro Pinche Sports says Matas Buzelis is definitely who he'd go with. And that's the thing about this draft, is that there's so many players that are very similar in stature, similar in ceiling, similar in floors. There's no tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. In fact, is Alex Sarr really the number 1 overall pick? Because, Yahoo Sports today is coming out saying that it could be Reece Shea.
Look at Tim Gonzalez. Mike, you won't be upset if the Spurs draft Castle.
I would not be. because we need a point guard.
They need bucket getters. The Spurs are lacking bucket getters. The guys that they have on the team right now, they ain't it, man. These guys are not going to be your bucket getters. Doesn't matter if they play 2 more seasons with Wemby. This roster's not it, man.
Well, the Spurs have 2 first-rounders.
Yeah.
I think one of them could be a bucket getter, and I think one of them could be either A, defensive-minded, or have it be somebody that is you stash away.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, Jeremy Sohan could be traded, trade bait. Keldon Johnson, gone. He could be traded anytime. Who else you going to throw in the mix? You know, you got still bird rights to what Devontae Graham could mix it up, throw him in there. Zach Collins is the only one that nobody's going to want to take on that contract for a player that's, you know, let's face it, man. He's booty crumbs.
Now, Jonathan Galvani of ESPN, and it was retweeted by Bear County Social Apparel, says that, quote, I prefer to be on a team that wants me, with whom I'm on the same wavelength to build a project and to progress, grow, and learn. I feel like the NBA draft. I'm ready for the NBA draft, and I know that I've got a summer of hard work ahead of me. I can do this more than I did last year. That's Zachary Reese-Archet, who's projected to go into the top 2.
Look at DA says, in a dream world, we get Reese-Archet and Castle, man.
I mean, that is a dream world, man. That is a dream world. But Jeff Garcia out there, you know, doing the big time work yesterday, talking to these top draft prospects. And it's just interesting right now because there are 12 names out there. And you know we're going to get 2 of them. You know we're going to get 2.
You'll get 2, man. But the thing is, you can't satisfy all the fans here in San Antonio. Everybody wants to be that, you know, sitting on the armchair GM, Brian Wright, you know, making these decisions. And it is what it is. Either you're going to be thrilled with the pick, or the Spurs are going to do a Josh Primo and draft somebody
that no one was looking at.
Nobody's looking at, dude.
And that's what Saloon probably was, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Spurs were like, you know, low-key saying, well, maybe we'll get Saloon with number 8. But he's played so well in the French playoffs that they might have to burn the number 4 pick to get him.
Look at what Gert says. Thank you for watching all the way from the Netherlands, Gert. We appreciate you. Trade away KJ, Jeremy, Branham with the trade pick this year for the first pick.
And they'd probably go after Reese-Archet over Sarr. I don't see Atlanta doing a trade with the Spurs. They've already done trades with the Spurs. We already have their draft capital.
Yeah, the only way they wouldn't want to do a trade is they want their trades back.
And why would we want to make them better? We have their 25 pick. And the 25 pick, dude, it's funny because we talk about how this and it's strange because the people who follow the prospects knew that 23 with Wemby was going to be a big draft. They're looking at 25 as being epic.
It's going to be a lot of great players, like players that are going to be available further down in that draft would have easily gone top 5.
Right.
You know, and this
the number 5 pick in the 2025 draft would have gone number 1 in 2024.
Exactly, man.
Right. And you take a look at all those Cooper Flagg and all of those guys, right?
Start salivating already.
You start
man.
salivating.
Yeah,
and you know
man.
what's going to happen? Spurs going to tank. Spurs ain't doing anything this offseason.
We don't always tank, but when we do, it's a top 5.
Well, I mean, because we'd have Atlanta's pick, we'd have our pick, we'd have a top 10 protected Chicago pick.
They'd be stupid not to want to tank again.
It's going to happen again. Spurs
Coach
fans.
Pop, just throw out Jeremy at point again. Let's just do that, dude.
It's going to be so frustrating. We are now entering year 3 of the Philadelphia 76ers trust the process.
How many losing seasons under Coach Pop is this going to be now?
It'll be 6 in a row. Dude, it's a full decade.
It's a nice even number.
It's
6.
a full decade since the Spurs were last
Jeez, dude. The playing game was at the bubble.
In the finals.
That was in the bubble, the playing game. Remember
Yeah.
that? And they got their ass handed to them by the Pelicans.
Sean Quintero reaches out and says, then Pop needs to be like one last time and retire. JHNSB says, we hope that the Spurs don't turn into a poverty franchise. And that's sometimes the case. I hear Spurs fans all the time talk about the fact that the Spurs culture, the Spurs have no culture.
There's a losing culture.
We have a losing culture.
Yeah.
We have no culture. Like Tim, Tony, and Manu was a decade ago. We have no culture. That's like saying that the Cowboys have culture because of Troy and Emmett. Okay? They don't. The Cowboys culture is based on what they have in the locker room right now.
Yeah, and then for all the eye candy they have at Jerry World,
Jacob reached out saying, Pop looks at the bench. Who hasn't played point yet?
yeah, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna put in the Coyote.
Now, Tavarius brings up a very good point, and I've mentioned this before on Twitter, that Brian Wright wants the slow rebuild for job
He
security.
probably does, man.
Because he can sit there and go, well, we have all this draft capital, and I've yet to spend it. You know,
He wants to make up for the Primo fiasco.
draft capital is exciting
Yeah,
when it is a top 5 or 10 pick. Like when the Spurs got the number 8 overall pick from what was it, Toronto? That is exciting, right? That's exciting to get. But look at what happened a few years ago when the Spurs got Jeremy Sohan, right? In the same draft, we got Blake Wesley
yeah.
and Malachi Branham. How excited are you, Spurs fans, about Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley?
What about your boy Champagne?
They've shown signs, right? They've shown signs of like at least they're okay. But,
Yeah,
but Branham's not going to be a star.
Yeah,
Blake Wesley ain't going to be a star.
Barlow.
Those were 3 first-rounders, right?
What about Barlow?
Dominic Barlow. These guys are just dudes, man. They're just dudes. Ask yourself the question: how many minutes would this guy get on a decent team?
Yeah.
I'm not saying a good team.
I'm trying to get you going, man. I want to rant.
I'll give you a decent team. The Houston Rockets are a decent team. Didn't even make the playoffs. Didn't even make the play-in. But what was their record? 41-41, right?
Yeah.
Dominic Barlow. How many minutes he getting for the Rockets? He ain't getting crap. Julian Champagne for the Rockets. He ain't getting crap. Is Sohan the starting point guard of the starting power forward of the Rockets? No. And that's just a decent team. And this idea of, well, we got to keep them together for 3 or 4 or 5 seasons and all this stuff. Like, yeah, we got to burn through Wemby's rookie contract. The day that Wemby turns around and says, I don't want to be here anymore, he's gone.
Yeah, right now the Spurs have money. They have money that they can go out and use to go and get some players. In order to do that, you're going to have to say goodbye again to some of your fan favorites. It's a growing process. You got to shed that old baggage in order to get to the promised land.
Mario Cavazos helping me with the transition into the next story, saying, breaking news, the Spurs have signed CeeDee Lamb as their point guard. Let's talk about CeeDee Lamb because Adam Schefter dropped the bomb today about how much it's going to cost for CeeDee Lamb to not show up to OTAs this week. Again, keep in mind, earlier this week, the Minnesota Vikings gave Justin Jefferson a $35 million a year deal, $140 million, most of it guaranteed. CeeDee Lamb was drafted in the same draft, just a couple of picks apart. Similar stats, better health. He wants to get paid, and the Cowboys are not doing that. But what is he doing? Mandatory mini camps. CeeDee Lamb not there. Misses day 1, loses 17 grand. Misses day 2, loses 34 grand. Loses 51 grand on day 3 for a grand total of $101,716.
It's a lot of money, but you know what? Why doesn't CD show up for the biggest moments, just like Dak?
Right.
You have your biggest moments, and what happens? Both Dak and CD decide to shit the bed against the Green Bay Packers.
Dude,
no,
you got to throw the ball to CD.
Yeah, but you also got to get free. You got to get open.
Well, no,
that's your job as a receiver.
I don't know.
Your job as a receiver is to run the route, and if it's not there, you got to get open, and hopefully your guy finds you.
James Pledger and I used to have this fight all the time on San Antonio Sports Star back in the day. The best quarterbacks don't let their receiver get out of the game. No one's going to dictate what Patrick Mahomes does, right? If Patrick Mahomes wants to get the ball to Kelsey, he can get the ball to Kelsey.
No, because he trusts his arm.
Back in the day, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
If he finds his guy, the best quarterbacks find their guy and they make their guy make a play. Let him make a play. What does Dak do? What's the Cowboys offense predicated on? Find the open guy. Well, sometimes when you find the open guy, you're not letting your star player make the play. You're going to progressions like, first look, second look, third look, fourth look, and all of a sudden you got some backup tight end catching the ball. You force the ball into your guy, even if he's double teamed. You let your player, your star is there, a star for a reason. You make him make a play. He's got to make a play.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say something that might be controversial. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you're choosing between Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb, CeeDee Lamb, bye.
Wow.
Bye. It's been real, brother.
All right, let's take a look at the stat line here from the playoff game. Now it's a little bit skewed because the Cowboys got a lot of junk yards down the stretch, right? So did CeeDee Lamb actually disappear? He had 9 receptions for 110. I mean, he got the stats, but then again, Dak Prescott threw for 403 yards because they did prevent defense the rest of the way. Cowboys were down at some point in that game, 48-16 at the start of the fourth quarter.
That was an ass whooping, dude.
Right.
Ass whooping.
Jake Ferguson with 2 touchdown receptions to close the game, make it look closer than what it was.
Yeah, we need players that are going to show up in these big moments. And, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, they're going to want to get paid, but you're going to be graded depending on how well you do in these big moments. Dak doesn't show up. CeeDee doesn't show up. If they're not going to show up in the biggest moments, why are you throwing money at them? Just so they can have an okay, season? I mean, that's not good enough. The expectation for Cowboys fans is going to be Super Bowl, right? And if they haven't sniffed a Super Bowl since when? The 90s?
It's been a while, dude.
Dude, come on.
96, man. Baby. Tavarius bringing us some breaking news, and it's been confirmed. Got some breaking news about the NBA draft. Nikola Topic, who has been rumored to be the guy the Spurs want at number 4, has a partially torn ACL.
Dude can't stay healthy, man. He's damaged goods.
Damaged goods, man. You're 18 years old and you're done. Don't want him no more.
Done. He's gonna happen with the same thing's gonna happen to him that happened with poor Jabari Parker, bro.
Dude, Jabari Parker. He's gonna be crying. And well, actually, no, because he's already from Europe, right? So he's okay. Played in Spain.
Shanghai Sharks, here we come.
But Jonathan Givani of ESPN and Draft Express saying projected top 10 draft pick Nikola Topic has a partially torn ACL. His agent confirmed to ESPN. Topic is at the NBA's draft combine in Italy, where he went through the NBA's medical examination. Failed that examination, I'm saying. But you know what? Hey, Spurs got that pick at 35. Would you do that, Joe? Second rounder on Topic.
If he's there at 35, I might roll the dice on the brother. Sit on the bench, youngin'.
Okay, at number 48 or wherever the Spurs have that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Topic or Bronny James?
Jeez, bro. I'd go with Bronny's going to bring you the media, bro. Topic has been real, but Bronny's there at 35. You got to get Bronny, dude.
But think about the dynamic that this changes in the draft. Topic was the best prospect at the point guard position. What do the Spurs need?
Point guard.
But
he ain't it, dude. He's going to be more injury prone than anybody on the team.
I mean, who does this benefit? Does this benefit Reed Shepherd? Does this benefit Rob Dillingham, who has been falling in the draft? Right now, Dilly is a combo guard.
Yeah,
6 foot 161. He's a
undersized.
He's a combo guard, not necessarily a point guard.
No.
Topic was the guy in the point guard position because I can't think of anybody else. I mean, Stephon Castle says he's a point guard, but he's really a combo.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that this is a big, big deal for the NBA draft. So I'm going to go back to that mock draft that we were talking about from Yahoo Sports.
Look at Photo Picture Sports. Bad knees or bad heart? He's talking about Topic or Bronny.
Right. That's true. Devin Carter. That's who benefits out of Providence.
Look at Jonathan C. I'd be the coach from Varsity Blues. Can he play?
Yeah. Nice. So Devin Carter has been linked to the Spurs by rumors and innuendo. He's a junior, played for Providence, which is a very disciplined backcourt, 6'3", 195. And as Yahoo says, I'm quoting Yahoo, says, no other guard tested better during the draft combine than Carter. He tied for the best max vertical jump with Reed Shepherd at 42 inches and broke the three-quarter court sprint record. His body of work this past season is a direct indication of how productive he can be, particularly in the open court. Devin Carter was projected in many mock drafts for the Spurs, looking at him at number 8. I think that Devin Carter is the guy that benefits from Nikola Topic going down more than
draft stock's going to go up,
more than a Rob Dillingham, more than a Reed Shepherd. I think we see somebody who's going up, right? Going up in value.
We'll see how high he climbs up the ladder, man.
let's give some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, man. He's been doing a fantastic job interviewing a lot of these draft prospects and all the articles he's been writing. Let's give some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And what does he have on the docket for today?
Well, he has a lot of different articles coming out. He did have on his draft spotlight Reed Shepherd, talking about Reed Shepherd and the possibility of him becoming a Spur. Most recent articles, again, talking about the Spurs possibly packaging 2 of their first rounders to move up in the draft. He has an article earlier today about how Spurs doctors spoke with Nikola Topic ahead of the NBA draft. He also has an article about Jeremy Sohan saying that he trusts the rebuilding process, but should Spurs fans trust that rebuilding process? God, this rebuilding process is going to take forever, dude. We're looking at it right now, man. We're looking at it right now where the Spurs are going to be that team that's gonna tank again next year. I don't see the team doing anything this offseason unless something comes to them.
Yeah, unless some what is it? Maybe a trade that they can't pass up presents itself. But other than that, I mean, what's the incentive? Why would you want to win now? You know, you got that 25 draft coming up. No, man, you tank hard.
And then what ends up happening is you got to figure out what's the future of this team.
Yeah,
I forgot which former NBA player was asking this question earlier.
They need an identity.
It was Robert Horry. It was Robert Horry. Robert Horry was on San Antonio Sports Star talking to Jason Minix and Joe Reinagle yesterday
in the morning. Yeah,
and he was talking about the Spurs' future, and you need to know who's going to be the coach, and it's not going to be Pop forever. Pop is the oldest coach in NBA history. I'm not going to go on a Pop rant.
I'd say again,
but to quote the movie Big Daddy, where that girl brings this old man, and says he has a 5-year plan, and Adam Sandler's like, was it not to die?
What's your 5-year plan look like? Not to die.
What's your 5-year plan look like? And you need to have a plan for the future. And Popovich isn't the future. He isn't the future of this team. So if Popovich isn't the future of this team, why is he the head coach when Wemby's there?
Yeah.
$9 super chat from Coach Gio.
What up, Gio? Thanks for watching,
Thank you,
man.
Sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and we gave love to Sweep the League yesterday. So again, man, make sure you go and follow our friends over at Sweep the League TV on YouTube and go ahead and subscribe to their channel. I mean, we benefit when everybody creates content here in San Antonio. It helps the community grow as a whole, man. So make sure you give some love to Sweep the League TV on YouTube.
Very nice. Maybe we can get another camera that works, Joe. Show my screen, dude. Spurs Culture posted this, and Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs also retweeted this. Ask the question, is this a travel?
Oh, Lord.
So it looks like it's a pickup game someplace. I'm assuming California or Florida. And this guy's going, no, man, I'm not giving you that point. It's a travel. And he's trying to explain himself going, I didn't travel. I just did a step through. Okay, first of all, 100% travel. 100% travel. So the guy is telling me, he goes, okay, you did this, right? Now you do know what a pivot foot is, right? You lifted your pivot foot, and the second that you lifted your pivot foot, it is a travel. People tagged me on this, asking me the question, Michael, you're an official. What is this? And I went back and forth with this one guy who doesn't like the sidestep. You know, we see Luka Doncic do this, right? That sidestep action. The sidestep is legal. It's now legal. It's traveling 15 years ago, but it's now legal. But what made this a travel was the fact that he lifted his pivot foot thereafter. If you're going to do a sidestep, you have to go straight
Look
up.
at him.
You have to go up.
He lifted it up.
That's a travel.
No.
And I like how that guy just points at his foot. That's a travel. And the question is, did he not travel or not? The question is, how many times did he travel? Because he traveled twice. You can argue that it might have happened twice, but most definitely he traveled once. That's funny, dude.
Yeah, Tim Gonzalez saying he tagged us on Twitter about the NBA, with the ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. Yeah, we saw that. We're talking about that as the intro was happening. And interesting to me, because TNT still hasn't made any announcements officially. And that's what's really pissing off, like Shaq and Charles Barkley, and Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, is that they're left in the dark. They don't have any news about their future, what's going to happen, because they pretty much know they've already lost the contract. They're going to just go ahead and, play out the last season of their contract, which is next season, and that'll be it for them. That's their last ride. But they at least want to be able to be given the heads up. Hey, this is what's happening.
Well,
they haven't said nothing.
A couple of things about this. Okay, so Legion Hoops reporting, as you mentioned, a $76 billion 11-year deal.
That's a
to
lot.
Finalize the rights between ESPN, Amazon, and NBC.
So you're going to have Amazon Prime and the Peacock entering the fray,
right?
Yeah.
And John Tesh with the
greatest jingle ever, dude.
Greatest ever. And if you've ever heard the story before, he actually has that tape on a voice recorder that he had. Remember back in the day when you'd have a what was it called back in the day when you would answering machines?
Oh yeah, the answering machine. Yeah.
He called himself on an answering machine
to record
and said, "Hey man," he goes, "Hey, it's me calling for me. I have this idea." And he sang it to himself so that when he got back home, he could work on it, which is great. Okay, a couple of things about this. First of all, I like when the streaming services get involved.
Yeah.
Amazon's doing a good job when it comes to sports, and so is Peacock. Peacock heavily involved in the Olympics, right? That's where you go for the Olympics.
Yeah.
The Peacock is involved in a lot of sports, a lot more sports than we give them credit for.
And they also have soccer on the docket.
They have soccer.
They have wrestling on the docket. Now you're going to have the NBA on there.
If this was Paramount, I'd be like, oh hell no. If this was Hulu, I'd be like, oh hell no. Peacock and Amazon know what they're doing when it comes to streaming, and the experience is even better in some cases.
Amazon has great stats, by the way, when you're watching football.
Put on the side,
great, dude.
You could do picture in picture and all sorts of things. On top of that, personal opinion. That TNT show with Ernie, Chuck,
Inside the NBA,
Shaq, Kenny, low-key sucks.
Nah, it's entertaining.
I get nothing out of it. It is the same show today that it was 10 years ago.
It's funny,
the same jokes,
it's funny,
the same mumbling from Shaq.
It's guy talk, man.
And then it's Shaq disrespecting people in an interview, going, "Well, I wouldn't have voted for you for MVP, Nikola Jokic, but congratulations on the award." It's stupid. It's Barkley doing the same jokes. Kenny Smith, I like.
He's an ass, dude, in person, dude.
Ernie Johnson, though, he's 67 years old. Ernie Johnson was going to retire anyway. This show was going to go away anyway because Ernie Johnson wasn't going to be doing this until his 70s.
Yeah.
So even if they did get part of the package, he wasn't going to do it anyway. The show was going away anyway. I don't understand why people are crying over this show.
It's like a familiar face, dude. Kind of, you get used to hearing these guys and seeing these guys all the time. And, it's entertaining. And people like familiarity, Yeah. But, I mean, change is needed as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure what's going to happen is that the NBA on TNT will exist in some form, but it might not be on the Peacock and it might not be on Amazon Prime.
JHNSB says, "You sound like Angel Reese right now. Stop it. I sound like a champion." Is that what I sound like right now?
Lord.
Well, let's go ahead and go to the full screen. This is courtesy of ESPN. Last night, Angel Reese ejected from a game with 2 minutes to go. It seemed pretty light.
What happened?
She had been called for a technical.
She bounced the ball?
No, she just waved him off. Now, the ref did say that he heard a curse word come at him, but apparently no one else heard it. Ref says he heard the cuss word, right? No one else heard it. In fact, Lonzo Ball from the Chicago Bulls was at the game because, again, this is the Chicago Sky, I believe is what they're called.
Yeah.
He was at the game and he goes, "Dude, this was one of the lamest ejections of all time." Says that he's going to pay the fine on her behalf. Says,
I saw that.
Said, "Keep your bag, girl.
I got you.
I got you."
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not saying that this is as bad as when Tim Duncan got ejected for laughing.
That was great, dude. That was gold.
Joey
man.
Crawford.
F Joey Crawford, man.
But I mean, if you're a professional official and that's what got you,
yeah,
a wave off, and something muttered underneath her breath, if that's what got you, that's bad officiating. That is.
And look, JHNSB saying, aren't there fines like $25 to $100?
I saw that meme. I saw that meme the other day. There was a meme that said that. Jonathan C saying, relax, Mike. Inside the NBA is not just all about sports. Sometimes we just need a break from just sports. I know a certain radio show that does pop culture and nostalgia with sports. I get that. But what I'm saying is I was never entertained by them. I was never entertained. Like, I never found Shaq to be funny. I rarely found Charles to be funny. Having Draymond Green on there was not good for me either. It just sucked. I mean, it was just to each their own. I just didn't like it. And then Ernie Johnson's being there at 67 years old. He's going to retire.
Look at Puro Pinche Sports. Ref was being too dramatic.
Man. I mean, look. Does it look like she's arguing?
Nothing, dude.
Dude, does it? I mean,
Nothing,
even if she did say something under her breath, does she look demonstrative? Is she showing up the official? Is she yelling at him? Is she even facing the official?
She bounced the ball once and she's looking, who do I give the ball to?
She probably went
out.
She probably muttered BS underneath her mouth, but threw the ball at him. Look, I mean, come on. And he gives her the heave-ho. Good grief, dude. Good grief. We're going to do some pop culture today?
You want me to do the entertainment bump?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Our girl Sydney Sweeney is buying a new home. Now a Florida resident. She is purchasing a home in South Florida, according to TMZ. They describe it as a lavish oceanfront property, and they've got pics there. As she was touring the place, she was checking it out over Memorial Day weekend. $20 million for her new crib over there. $20 million. Not bad, man. I mean, good for her. And a lot of people were on our page the other day calling her Midney Sweeney. I know that is what.
Why though, man?
I know that's what MCS General Contracting,
Leha,
and all those guys go.
Midney.
She's beautiful, dude. She's
a
stunner, dude. She put respect in the fact that she was the runner-up for the batting.
She can help you work on your car. Come on, man.
She's turning 27 in a couple of weeks. Sydney Sweeney moving to Florida. Not bad. Did you see the story about the Kelsey brothers, Jason Kelsey being called the Cochino?
I saw that, dude.
Okay, so you know they have their very, very popular podcasts. And on the latest episode of New Heights, Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey now retired, they were talking about their routine when it comes to taking a shower. And Jason Kelsey revealed that he does not wash his feet.
You're in the shower
when he's in the shower.
You're in the shower. Water's getting on him. I mean,
so he's basically saying that he doesn't get soap and put them on the top of his feet or his bottom of his feet.
That's just lazy.
Okay. So, but a lot of people were like, well, wait a minute. We don't do it either.
Wash your feet.
Wash your feet.
They're dirty, bro.
Dude, even if you're at home, man, I have a rather clean house and I have Norma come by and she cleans my house every 2 weeks, right? When I'm walking up and down the tile of my house because I have dogs and whatnot,
black stuff all over.
Dude, about twice a day, I go into the tub and just rinse my feet because it's just dirty, you know. It's just
got dog hair, dirt, and everything on there. Yeah, man.
So the fellas on New Heights are talking about it, and Travis is like, dude, I clean my feet, man. I'm not a caveman. And Jason's like, I don't do it. You know, I have water coming down there, right? It reminds me of the episode of New Girl. I don't know if you ever watched New Girl. When one of the characters says that he does not wash his bath towel. He goes, why? Every time I use it, I'm clean.
Damn, bro. That's nasty. You know, the other question they should have asked him is like, do you at least wash your back? Because you know how they have, what do they call that loofah that has the handle?
Oh, that has the handle.
And you're supposed to put the soap on there. And,
now, okay, so that's the weird thing. Like, I don't like loofahs.
Yeah.
I mean, the toallita,
Use a
toalla,
towel.
the little towel,
Throwaway towel.
the little towel, or just put it on your
God.
hand, just scrub around, man. I
So
mean,
you wash the boys with the towel?
no. I use the hand. That just sounds weird. That just sounds weird. I lather up.
Woo! This is gonna be up on the clip, dude. That's a clip.
Now let me ask you this: do you use bars of soap or do you use body wash?
Nah, bro, you gotta use bar soap, man. What's that body wash gonna
No,
do, man? You're gonna
man.
dunk the boys
Dude,
or what?
okay, dude. So because you get down to the very end of the bar of soap, and it's like pancake thin, and it's
sliver.
and it's stuck to the
Jesus.
tile.
Throw it away,
And
bro.
you have to like get your nail in there, or you got to like
No,
rub on top of it to get some lathering going.
dude. If it's that super thin, throw it in the garbage, man.
Now, do you shave in the shower?
No,
Do you brush your teeth in the shower?
no,
Dude, I do all three. Okay, dude, I'm in the shower watching TikToks.
you're a cochino.
Watching
Cochino.
TikToks while showering. I shave even with the electric shaver.
Let me ask you a serious question. You doing all this? Do you pee in the shower, bro?
Oh yes.
Oh my.
Piss, dude. Aim for the drain. Aim for the drain. Am I cochino for that?
You're cochino, bro.
How am I cochino for that?
You're a cochino.
I have soap there. It's immediately being rinsed into the drain.
This should have been a poll. Do you guys pee in the shower?
It will be a poll. But I get my shower on. I shampoo my hair.
God.
I shave, brush my teeth, electric toothbrush and electric shaver in there. You know what? If it breaks, it breaks. Hand of a fist would you now say, bro, get a hand wash, dude. Hand wash towel.
Yeah. What the hell? I said, how old is your house to hold bars of soap anymore? It's like the ashtray in the car.
And then when it comes to bars of soap, how do you know which one to get? Right?
The one that has the less pubes. I mean, because you're just using your hand. I mean,
no, I'm talking about brand wise, right? Because I remember back in the day, it was like Zest. I know it's buying
Irish
Zest.
Spring.
What was that shampoo that had the commercial of the girl having an orgasm? It was Herbal Essences.
Bro.
Greatest commercials. You could never do that commercial ever again. Where she's like, oh.
No, man. What I'll use now is like the Dove's Men Care. You know, they have the bar soap.
Oh, just because it has the word men in there.
No, I like it, dude.
You're comfortable.
No, I like it, man. It feels good on the skin, bro.
It's just Dove with the word men on top of it.
It smells good, and I like it, man.
It's like, Coke Zero is designed to be Diet Coke.
What are you
for
gonna
men.
use? Use Old Spice? What do you use?
Dude, I use body wash, man.
But what kind?
Um,
There's a brand to it, man. Come on.
I'm trying to think of the brand. Was it Walmart Equate?
Oh, God.
No,
That's poison. Don't put that on you,
no,
man.
I use soft soap. I think that's what it's called.
All right.
I think it's called soft soap. I get it over at Walgreens. They usually have a pretty good
The
special
Hill
on
Country Fair body wash.
It's strange. Going shopping for myself now because I am, getting divorced and I've been living on my own for a year. Going shopping, man, I have no loyalty to anything. I buy what's on sale. Okay, if it's Dove, it's Dove. If it's Zest, it's Zest. I'm not loyal to a particular brand or a particular flavor. I mean, do you look at the flavors of soap like on the body wash one? It's like
Flavors of soap.
it's like turquoise dream, and there's another one that's like violet flowers. And do you open it up and take a sniff?
No, man. The Dove's Men Care. That's all I got. I go and see it. And I said, that's the one I want.
So Rudy J from In the Building, formerly San Antonio Sports Star, he and I had a business trip. We did the Super Bowl Radio Row out in Phoenix, and we shared a bedroom. Right, everyone else got their own room, but me and Rudy got stayed there.
You put the minorities together, man. Come on, come on.
That was the joke.
Come on, bro.
That was the joke afterwards. But part of it was he and I had to get up at 5 in the morning. So it was one of those things where it was quieter for us to be downstairs. It was a bigger room, but we had two different double beds or whatever. But he was going through my stuff because we shared a bathroom, right? And he's going through my stuff at this Airbnb, and he saw my lotion, and my ex got it for me, and I still use it to this day. It's called bourbon and coffee or whiskey and coffee.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good, dude. I've smelled you when you've come
from
in
Bath
before,
and Body
man.
Works.
Smells good, dude.
Dude, he looks at me and he goes, dude, your lotion game is on point.
You like the way it smells, right?
He goes, it's like cocoa butter, but with coffee.
Yeah, Rudy J probably gonna give himself a little squirt, be like,
Jason
"That's pretty good, man."
Jason Garcia, Mike doesn't care about the soap, just who's lathering his backside in the
Oh
shower.
God, bro, doesn't use a loofah.
Yeah, dude, I'm anti-loofah. Because the loofah's like, it scrapes, dude.
Look at that, man. Look at Sam Selena's Cremo body wash, pricey, but it's awesome. Look at Chris Gonzalez. Joe, you don't pee in the shower. No, mamas. What's next? You never pee outside. I say that, man, but I ain't doing that in the shower, bro.
Jason Kelsey with a tweet following up on this whole thing saying, all of you have been fed diabolical lies that washing every crevice of your body and hair all the time is somehow better or healthier. Any dermatologist not in bed with big soap will agree. Hot spots are all that is necessary and actually leads to cleaner, healthier skin. Jason Kelsey's just standing up for himself here. No, you're cochino, dude.
Yeah, you're a dirty ass.
Well, there is some truth to it. Have you ever seen somebody who doesn't wash their hair every day?
Oh yeah, dude.
There's some people who have like really long hair.
Get that
guys, a lot of like the guys who like play in bands and whatnot. Dude, their hair is lush. It's because it's not washed.
Get that oil.
Yeah, there's just something different about it.
Yeah, I don't have that luxury, man. My hair gets all nasty, dude. I have a lot of like waves in my hair.
Yeah.
So I gotta like wash it and clean it every day and like comb it out, because if not, I get like tangles and stuff in it, dude.
Well, how long is your shower?
A shower like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, dude.
15 minutes, and you're not doing anything else other than showering? What are you doing in there?
Yeah, I gotta get the water hot, take my time, put on the tunes, get in the shower, scrub my back.
So we all take our phones into the shower, right?
Yeah, I put it right there on the counter,
off to
man.
the side, right?
Yeah.
Sansolitas, loofah scrape. They're not Brillo pads. They do, man. I got sensitive skin. Tex-Mex Frank. Mike gonna be like Kramer and wash his dishes in the shower too.
Oh, bro, that was disgusting.
That is funny. That's a good one. I like that one. I like that one. But Jason Kelsey providing us with some fodder today. This is good.
Necio fodder. That's what that was, man.
This is good, man.
And we found out that Mike pees in the shower. So,
dude, we all pee in the shower.
I don't pee in the shower, bro.
I'm not gonna take a dump in the shower, but we all pee in the shower. Have you ever had to okay, this happened to me about 6 months ago, where I got home from, I don't know, someplace where I had 2 or 3 beers, right? Yeah. Because beer is heavy for me. I love beer.
It's too filling for you. Like, you drink 2 beers, and you look at me, and you'll be like, "I'm done, bro. I'm so full. You can't drink nothing."
It's like the third. It's like the third taco, dude. 2's not enough. 3's too many, right?
Yeah.
With tacos, it's the same way, right?
It just sits there.
With beer, for me, it's that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went with my friends to Vegas about 5 or 6 years ago. And we went to Margaritaville, and we were pounding back drinks, but it was all beer because it was like dollar beer or whatever. And we were all because it's Vegas, we were all downing them and we were all shooting them and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
After about 6 or 7 beers, he had to come out. And I ran to the restroom at Harrah's, right? It's connected to Harrah's Casino, the Margaritaville.
Yeah. You had to pee a laser.
Well, I couldn't. This is gross. I couldn't find the restroom because they didn't have one in Margaritaville.
Jeez, bro.
So I had to go to the back of the casino, and at this point, I'm about to explode. And I remember going into the doorway, walking in, not knowing if I was going to throw it up, piss it out, or shit it out. I had
coming out.
Something was coming out. I ended up throwing up beer, not because I was drunk. It was just too much inside of me. So I hear all these guys who are like, "Man, I had a case of beer." How do you physically have a case of beer?
You piss it out, dude.
No, and you see these guys over there who pound it back, don't break the seal, and then 9 beers later, I'm gonna go take a piss real fast, and then they take a gallon long piss. My body does not function that way.
It's funny how it works for you, because your weakness is the beer because it's too filling. But if I gave you, let's say, JD, right, Jack Daniels and Diet Coke, That's you all night, bro. You're in cruise control
Yeah.
all night. Pounding back mixed drinks, what have you. Cruise control all night. But you give Mike a beer too. That's your kryptonite, dude.
Dude, it just sits heavy, man. Is it the yeast? Is it the hops? What is it?
Damn. Mike saying she ain't it. She ain't yours until you pee on her leg in the shower.
You gotta claim the chick, right?
Oh.
20 minutes, Joe, you will lose an eye.
Jesus, man. It was because it was Mexican beer. He would have thrown up. He wouldn't have thrown up Stella. It's too ethnic.
No, dude. When you have dollar beer in Vegas, it's probably like Bud Light or
Hey,
Bud Ice.
That's a good question, Sam Salinas. He goes, "How does Mike handle the vino?"
Well,
the wine, brother.
The last time I went out for wine was I had some friends take me to
Vineyard or what?
No, it was like this wine place over on at the Rim. I forgot what it's called. There's like it's like a little
I've seen
it's
that
a wine
before.
bar.
Yeah,
and we were there, and I had maybe 3 glasses of wine. That buzz, that drunk is different, man. There's a different drunk between beer, liquor, wine,
champagne,
and champagne.
The mimosas. Remember the mimosas?
Okay, so in the hierarchy of it all, the worst drunkenness that I get is champagne. Like we saw that. Chicana Fuerte saw that.
They took a picture of you in the back seat, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second is the wine drunk. The wine drunk will get you. The problem with the wine drunk is that you don't see it.
Yeah, man.
It's like a punch that just hits you on the side of the face, and you're having a good time. You're like, oh, this is good. This is delicious. Let me swirl this around, right? Let me smell the oats of all this. And then all of a sudden, you're asleep on a couch.
Passed out.
The beer drunk is painful for me anyway. The beer drunk is, I feel bloated.
Yeah, okay, I got that.
Then there's the fireball drunk.
Oh man, that fireball's nasty stuff, bro. That's the demon time right there. That's when you're at the UTSA game. This crowd is not loud enough.
Which is true. Frank Harris was on this show saying the exact same thing, man.
Oh man. I'm like, Sean, I bet you Sean's like, I can't take this brother anywhere, man.
Let's go back to some sports real quick. I know no one cares about tennis, but I do. Novak Djokovic, the GOAT, is going to have surgery and is doubtful for Wimbledon. He's out for the rest of the French Open. Interesting thing that happened, man. This is a guy that has the most amount of Grand Slams with 24, right? He made it to the 4th round of the French Open, one of the majors. Played a pretty good player. Tore his meniscus in the middle of the match. Kept going through the pain. Won in 5 sets, but is now out of the tournament because he can't play. Wouldn't it have been better for him to? It was a 5-set match, by the way, right? Went the distance. Wouldn't it have been better if he had just let the other guy just advance? Because not only is he out of the tournament, the guy that he beat is out of the tournament.
Yeah, that's kind of a dick move, dude.
So then, what the guy that he was supposed to play in the round of 16 gets a free pass into the quarters.
There you go.
But part of me is also going, well, but I mean, talk about playing through pain, a torn meniscus, and he's going out there doing his thing. I mean, I respect it. I'm not saying that he should have lost on purpose, but what I'm saying is that if he knew he was hurt, why are you going to keep going if you know that you're not going to be part of the tournament any longer?
I guess he just wants to compete. It's probably, athletes at that level, they ain't got no quit in them, man. They just want to win at all costs.
Did you see the name of the number 1 running back for Ohio State who just signed with him?
Bo Jackson.
His name was Bo Jackson, no relation.
Wow.
They got a commitment, 2025 recruiting class, a guy named Bo Jackson, the number 136 recruit on the ESPN 300. He chose Ohio State over Alabama and Georgia. No relation to Bo Jackson, but can you imagine if there's a stud running back by the name of Bo Jackson in college football in the NFL?
If the kid plays multiple sports, he's going to reach that legendary status with that name, man.
Yep. Tomorrow we've got game 1 of the NBA Finals. It's going to be played in Boston, 7:30 p.m. on on ABC.
This is interesting to me because you told me Boston,
No,
right? Didn't you tell me it was Boston?
I have Dallas.
No,
I told you the two best players in this series both play for Dallas.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I agree
Dallas.
with that. Kyrie, Luka.
Yeah,
right. So call your shot.
Dallas in 6.
I got Mavs in 5.
Wow. Boston has had the luxury of just going through
Coasting
through
because of injuries.
Jimmy Butler hurt, Tyrese Halliburton hurt, Jalen Brunson got hurt, Giannis Antetokounmpo got hurt. All of these star players, Joel Embiid got hurt. So Boston's just kind of like, pardon me, excuse me. We're now in the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
they haven't been tested, truly tested. Dallas had to go past the number 1 overall seed. They had to go past a 2 superstar team. Dallas is just finding a way to win, and they're hot at the right time. And Luka, even on one leg, is playing like the best player in the NBA. Game 1 tomorrow. Boston favored by 6.5 points. Give me Dallas plus 6.5.
Yeah, man, I got Dallas too. I got the Mavs winning this one in 5, man. Not to discount what the Celtics are. The Celtics are arguably the best team in the East right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're advancing, but it's because as we said, it's circumstantial. It was because of injury. Right. Now, if these teams were healthy, who knows what could have happened? But that's the nature of the beast. That's what happens. Sometimes some teams have an easier path to the finals than others. The Mavs have been battle tested, dude. And I think they're going to be the scrappier team. And I believe they're going to be able to just overpower and dispatch the Celtics. Because quite honestly, I believe in this Celtics team. I think this Celtics team is soft, man.
I think they are soft as well, man. That's a good way of putting it. I don't trust Jason Tatum at all. Jaylen Brown, I do trust. The one thing that I would say that maybe, just maybe, would be difficult for the Mavericks is the fact that they were hot and had to sit down for a week because the finals were scheduled to start on June 6th, and they've been not playing for the past week or so, right? They took care of Minnesota, beat them in 5, went 6 games with Oklahoma City, and then beat LA in 6. But let's go back in time. They lost game 1 to the Clippers, came back and won game 2. Against Oklahoma City, they lost game 1, came back to win game 2. So first 2 series for the Mavericks, they still won despite losing game 1. They're going into Boston, into TD Garden, hoping to get the split.
Yeah, man. I think Kid, man, he's going to go ahead and pull out his magic, dude, and he's going to be able to dispatch this Celtics team. He's going to be able to figure them out when other teams have not,
Tavares saying Celtics lose, Spurs should trade for Jaylen Brown. Dude, I would love Jaylen Brown.
I wouldn't mind Jaylen Brown.
Even with his $50 million contract per year, I would love him.
He's a better player than Tatum.
Tatum is the better player 1 through 82 regular season. Playoff time, I trust Brown more.
He's got that dog in him, dude.
You look at like Chris Paul versus Tony Parker. Chris Paul is a great regular season point guard.
Always injured in the playoffs.
Tony Parker was the one who would step it up in the playoffs and make a better player.
But you know what? Tony Parker was playing injured too. He had all those deep leg contusions, or was it chin contusions and all that. He still managed to find a way to win and propel the Spurs to greatness. CP3, how many chips has that brother won? And he's always injured in the playoffs. Every time he's in the playoffs, he's injured. And going back to the days that he played with the Clippers, what did the Clippers do against the Rockets? And one of the biggest collapses in playoff history, man.
Deadspin came out with their favorites. I had seen this earlier today. Their favorite prop bets. So prop bets for the NBA Finals. Jason Tatum, -115 to win Finals MVP. Obviously, Boston would have to win it.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving to hit the most 3-pointers in the series is at 7-1. Plus 190. One of these games going into overtime.
You think so?
Seems to be bound to happen, right?
But if it does, I'm sure the Mavs will find a way to win, dude. Luka is that guy. Luka is him, dude. He finds a way to make those shots, bro. And even on one leg. Look at what he did to Gobert.
Yeah,
He cooked him, dude.
on skates.
Yeah.
On skates. Plus 220 for the series to go 7 games. That's not bad. Luka Doncic 2-1 odds to be MVP. Think about that. If you think Dallas is going to win, who's going to be the Finals MVP? Right? It's going to be Luka, right?
It has to be Luka. If it's not Luka, then it's going to have to be Kyrie.
Kyrie 16-1 odds to be Finals MVP. I like it.
Man, that's a great 1-2 punch that the Mavs have there. Plus, got to tip your hat to Jason Kidd. Did a miraculous job of coaching this team. I mean, he went to the freaking finals with Kyrie and Luka and a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah.
You know?
And ESPN had an article today saying Derek Lively, is one of the reasons why the Mavericks made their way to the finals. Derek Lively putting in some really quality minutes there as a rookie. Keep in mind, the Mavericks tanked and got popped for him. $750,000 fine because they tanked the last couple of games of the season to be back in the draft because they had a lottery protected pick. It worked out. I remember Spence from my old show back in the day. We got pissed off when the Mavericks were doing that, but
did you check this out, man? Look at this, dude. This was interesting to me. See if I can share my screen here.
What you got?
Interesting, dude.
Oh, wow.
Look at that, dude. There it is. Budinger retired from basketball and began a full-time volleyball career in 2018. He's now headed to the Olympics. Former NBA player Chase Budinger qualifies for Olympics in beach volleyball. Talk about finding a second career after you retire, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, damn. Good for him, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's badass, dude. And I'm looking forward to the Olympics. I'm looking forward to the basketball.
I like the track, and I like to see the swimming, dude.
I want to see Vive la France.
In Wemby.
Yeah, is there going to be another? What was that guy that oh my God, I cannot believe I'm forgetting his name. The guy that won all the gold medals for swimming.
Oh, Phelps.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
There's not a Michael Phelps this year. There really isn't. That's why I'm watching the basketball. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Ken's 5. Don't forget to subscribe to him.
Sorry. On
Twitter and on the X. Has an article about the fact that there was a Wemby card.
There you go.
An autographed Wemby rookie card that was pulled during a card reveal. Can you imagine that? Being online and pulling that card out? Badass.
Hey, man, and Hooper Flash, or he's a frequent listener of the show, too. Thank you for watching all that. He was saying that they have some card packs now. You can go and check him out on Twitter at Hooper Flash. And he was saying that the card packs they have at the neighborhood Walgreens, pretty good, man. If you're a card collector, he recommends picking a pack or two up.
Congratulations to your son.
No, thank you, man.
Wrapping up his career when it comes to high school.
Going on to the second phase of his, let's say, education, which is going to be the collegiate level now. I don't know where he's going, dude. He's got offers from Texas Tech, UIW. He's got UTSA. He could go to, Sam Houston State. He can go to some other colleges, St. Edward's over in Austin. I mean, he's got a lot of college offers, and they're giving him scholarships. And these scholarships aren't nothing to sneeze at, you know? They're giving him some good scholarship money there, you know? So he's got some decisions to make, dude. It's like, which one are you going to pick?
Very proud moment. I know when I was with my daughter, when she went to LSU.
Yeah.
It was during COVID. And a lot of these colleges were not giving the scholarships away that they normally did because of COVID, and people were not leaving out of state because of the pandemic and all that stuff. And LSU came up and overnighted us she applied, and overnight came an offer for $90,000 of scholarship money.
That's a lot of money, dude.
And I was like, Gabby, looks like you're going to LSU. And she had gone to a summer camp over there.
Yeah.
So she had spent a summer in the dorms over there.
She already knew what it was like.
She knew what it was like. We went over there to go visit. She was a little bit skittish about it all because the other place was Texas State. And I remember telling my daughter, I went to Texas State.
Yeah.
But I was a ABC student going to Texas State. You are an A honor roll student. Shouldn't be going to the same school as me. Nothing wrong with Texas State, but shouldn't be going to the same school as me. The education of you being away from home is what you need.
Yep.
And I told her, I said, you need to go someplace else. I would want you to go to LSU. And she thought about it. And I remember her grabbing my arm going, Dad, make the deposit.
LSU.
LSU it was.
Hey, man, even though, they give you good, scholarships and whatnot, you still got to come up with a hefty like 10 grand, 12 grand.
Yeah, I was paying about 15,000 a year.
Yeah.
16,000
room
a year.
and board, meal plan, books.
And that's not even including her car.
Oh, yeah,
that wasn't
dude.
including her auto insurance.
Miscellaneous.
Having kids is expensive. But the thing is that I was able, and her mom, my ex-wife, we were able to get her out of school debt-free.
That's good.
And that's the thing. She can actually enjoy life, because right now I feel bad for those who are 20, 25 years old.
Oh, man.
And when I hear guys that are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s talk crap about younger people, they don't work very hard. Oh, you should do this, that, and the other. Dude, it's a different world.
Them student loans, bro.
They got student loans up the ass. They've got it's impossible for somebody young to buy a house these days. It's impossible.
They look at that student loan debt, dude.
They look at that student loan debt, and right now the cost of a house, dude, a normal price house in San Antonio right now for an average house, $300,000.
I mean, you could get some that are starting at 200, but they're not going to be in an area that you like.
Yeah, but in order to qualify, you have to make six figures in San Antonio as a person or as a unit, husband and wife, or husband, wife. You need to have 100,000 come into San Antonio into a household
income
to actually live the American dream.
Yeah, because you got to pay for insurance for the home. You got to pay for car insurance. If you have a car note, you got to pay for that. Groceries, your utilities. At the end of the day, it all adds up.
Yeah, boomers had it easy. JHNSB says houses for 100,000, 4% interest, both have doubled now.
Yeah, man, I was looking at pictures from back in the day, just popping up on my Twitter feed, and they were showing houses from when people were coming back from the war, World War II, and then they had that housing boom happen because you had all these soldiers coming back. They had this income, they had some money. They wanted to, go ahead and start their families. They were buying homes at that point in time for like nothing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. The cars at the time, dirt cheap. But I mean, that was yesterday's prices. Right. You could buy a home for like $8,000, $5,000.
We are being gouged to death, man. That is the thing. I'm going to put a poll out on MJ Acquired Takes later on today, asking the question, do you pee in the shower? Do you use a loofah?
Scrub your back with the loofah, bro.
Do you use body wash?
You got to use the bar soap, dude. I don't feel clean unless I'm using bar soap.
Now, do you do 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, or individual one?
You got to have individual, dude. That 2-in-1 ain't going to work.
I'm good. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, 2-in-1 ain't going to work, bro. That's just garbage, man.
Nikola Topic, partially torn ACL.
Damaged goods, man.
Gonna tumble down the draft, dude.
He is, man.
Feel bad for the kid.
Feel bad for him, man. But I mean, it's good that at least that's disclosed now, rather than a team taking a chance on the kid. And what? Now it's a wasted pick.
It is. Everyone, enjoy the day. Bring the doggies in. Hit the like button on the way out if you want to tip us. The QR code's on the top left. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Again, we're at 906 subscribers strong. We were at 736 90 days ago. We're on track for about 15 a week, man. 15 a week. Thank you for making this happen. And thank you, everybody, for being on the stream. EG, I see you there. I wonder if they've switched to body wash in prison. Don't drop the soap.
That's why they have it on a rope, bro. You put it on your wrist.
Sam Selena saying, good show, boys. We appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
We'll be back tomorrow. This is the Alamo City Sportscast from San Antonio. See you tomorrow.